New episode. I felt my throat get cleansed after a few seconds, almost as if someone was choking me vigorously as soon as Alphagin uttered those words, while Eve hovered in distress at the back of my mind, making me realize that I could not really hear her properly because of the restraining order on her voice, causing me to whimper in disapproval before some wolf guard came in front of me. I could not even ask for why they tried to get me out of the benches, and I could not struggle because of Eve's pain and have no power in my voice, giving them some sort of advantage in the situation. As they dragged me out of the benches and made me wear metal handcuffs on my wrist, what did I do? Why is this happening? Are they arresting me? My eyes immediately became glossy at the sudden rough touch of one of the guards, almost creating a nauseous feeling of a bad presence around me, making me panic inwardly as the steaming water blurred my vision while Brookie handed some files to Taehyung with a slap to the table in front of him, with him now glaring at the guards who were holding me upright. He looked absolutely and utterly bloodthirsty, obviously seeing my aura for feeling unsafe as the guard behind me gripped both my arms from either side, making me resurrect the previous encounter of a bad touch, and I could not even do anything about it. It just made me feel powerless all over again. I was exposed emotionally. As we have discussed in the meeting before this trial, I apologize for wasting any time as soon as you all arrived, but it has to be done. Cindy started poisonously, as almost everyone was uneasy because of their wolf's condition while clutching their collar in a discomfort, adding into the thick tension in the whole room. No one was able to speak, absolutely no one. Not a winch, a squeeze, a gasp, anything. Not even Alpha Namjoon or his mate, not even Alpha Jin's mate. The only people who could speak were Taehyung and Cindy, and my mate refused to open his mouth during the whole long-lasting second of his privilege. My brothers were glaring at Cindy, digging daggers into her body as their own wolves were suffering soon enough, with even Ben glaring at her. Mia and Kian looked at me with pity, obviously not happy with my small tracing, as they tried to speak to get me out of those gloves while Maya was already crying. My head started to throb and pound as Eve struggled to get out of the Alpha Jin's command, begging to speak up something, and I tried to plead and debate with her in my mind as she was becoming the reason I could not stand straight, too much pain. I hope you remember the incident in the pack house of Fatehong where we had discussed about apparent Yuna being your fake mate. This time I have proof that she is mating with other man behind your back and thus she does not deserve the throne. Cindy smirked as everyone in the room gasped in shock and I whimpered, almost collapsing to the ground again. Why are people obsessed with ruining my relationship with him? Like seriously though, can't you leave me alone? Why can't you leave him alone? Leave us alone. Stop with your stupid tactics. It is a sin for me to be happy. I did not do anything. What proof? What did I do? What shitty proof does she have? I glanced at Taehyung hesitantly with teary eyes as his eyes were glowing yellow right now with we already in control, not happy with mine or Eve's state as he glared at the file in front of him. What was in those file? These photos were taken during your absence and it is clearly displaying Yuna comfort zone around a specific male wolf. Cindy then shifted her gaze to the crowd behind me and immediately spotted Ben. I don't know whether to laugh at her or slap the shit out of her. This is what she is coming up with. For God's sake, he is gay. I have not done shit with him. Don't tell me this whole trial is happening because of a misunderstanding and a stupid assumption. Don't you dare. The following photos are taken in the span of the last 4 days when you were not present here, and as you can see, there is a lot of touching involved. Luna Yuna willingly allowed a normal pup to kiss her cheek, hug her way too intimately, and even spoon She herself kissed his cheek multiple times without any hesitation. If you look at the next few papers, I have gathered some text messages too from her Instagram account to prove that she is unfaithful. Hey, wait, what even is Instagram? Is it an app for texting people? Like, forget it. What kind of a text message? Does this phone want me to break every time something good happens? Seriously, thanks to Cindy, I think Taehyung is living in a lie. I could not even stand up for myself because of the silence code, and no matter how painful it was, Eve tried to as much as possible to talk to me. She tried so much, but nothing came out of her. She tries to bring out the real picture desperately along with me, but no will, and only bringing more pain. After a few seconds of flipping through the pages, Taehyung did not put up with an expression anymore, as his eye went cold and dead, with his lips resting like normal. He is calm. This worse than being angry. This can't be happening. Almost every single one of my friends tried to speak up for me, obviously knowing about his preference, immediately waiting to deny the false information displayed in front of us. No matter how much they tried, it was of no use. Th- I tried to finally speak, not caring if I disobey Alpha's Jin's command and having the face to consequences, only caring about my Taehyung right now as everyone glanced at my attempt while the tears started to pour more and more. And because of altering one single alphabet, my whole body soothed in pain. Because of the disobedience I have to suffer, my whole body was aching as even a single movement meant cramp here and there. It was like my muscles were eating themselves. But I did not care. All I wanted to do was scream at her for lying to Taehyung. I don't want him to hate me for something I did not do. I don't want him to feel betrayed by us. I don't want we to hurt. I don't want it. Ben, I tried again, almost fainting because of the pain that erupted in me as Taehyung started to hiss under his breath. Not really sure why, but he also winced. Chase glanced at Ben with furious eyes as they then he wanted to stand up and kill Cindy. Chase knew he would not do such a thing, and that none of this is true. I tried to signal my mate as much as possible as his eyes started to water with tears while looking at my condition. I tried to make him tell Taehyung that this is a lie. I don't want to lose the love of my life because of some girl's jealousy. Please, Taehyung, don't believe this. Ben growled really loudly, getting up from his seat to pounce on Sandy, immediately having enough of her embarrassing stupidity before getting stopped by the rude warrior, preventing him from causing any damage. Ben kept on struggling from God knows how long, and I almost on the floor, clutching my throbbing head, and I started seeing stars because of the pain. I continuously mouthed the word please to Al-Fajin, begging him to release this cord from me and giving me the privilege to talk, almost trying, begging to bring me back alive. If Taehong decided to believe her, then I'm anyways dead. I can't live without him. Alfajin clubbed at my pleas with looking at his mate with a glum storm, almost about to speak, but then Cindy broke our eye contact as she stood in front of me, blocking my eye views of the three chord. I needed to touch Taehong so bad it hurt like a. Notice how even though she is disobeying your command, Alfajin, the first word she say is the of the culprit name, Cindy taunted with an annoying voice as I heard Taehyung growl after so long, making me whimper again because it did not sound appealing. No, 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 don't tell me he believed her. I was about to say Ben is gay, he liked men like me, heck, he even find every single wolf fought. Stop this madness. After reading all the text messages, I'm sorry to inform you, Alpha Tehong, but your mate is not loyal and is cheating on you. The culprit, Ben Johnson, is to be held for the charge of disobedience and respect and is to be punished immediately. Please don't hurt him. He did nothing wrong. Please, please, please make this stop. Chase immediately widened his eyes at her word, glowing fiercely at Cindy because of the false accusations on him having an advantage because she did not know that Ben was his mate instead, with his wolf fully immersed into his eyes as it looked like he was about to shift. Cindy ignored his threats and continued to smirk before turning to me with her arms crossed as I sat on my knees on the ground while everyone behind me glared at her. The guard then took out a device that looked horrified, terrifying, and they were about to sting me with something before they were stopped by another voice. If you even think of touching her in any way, I will personally rip your throat out and make your head be the ornament on my wall. We crowed before he literally pushed Cindy out of the way along with the guards and kneeled in front of me, getting rid of the cuff around my wrist with his bare hand and finally engulfing me into his arms. It hurts. Alpha Taehyung, I don't think what you are doing is advisable. She literally throwing you out on the dirt and you are not letting punishment getting into her way. Cindy huffed while keeping her balance and hissing at me before the door of the courtroom banged really loudly as Taehyung did not spare a glance at anyone other than me. I clutched his figure so tightly, wanting the pain to go away and just be with him in peace as he healed because of my pain, also feeling how terrible it is. He pulled me into his lap and held me, rubbing my back as soothingly as possible, as my tears would not stop because of Eve's suffering. "It's okay, baby, I got you," Taehyung croaked in a worried tone, letting his voice came back after we outburst, making me literally want to melt in joy after hearing his word, while he was immediately losing his angry expression and was literally pressing my figure into his to calm his wolf down. "You have the audacity to ruin the power couple, Miss Cindy," a new voice boomed, making everyone gasp at the front door as a familiar woman walked in, making even everyone in the benches gasped at the new person. "Nida, this room is under silence code. You are forbidden from speaking," Cindy crowed fiercely while Brookie backed away into the wall beside her in an anxiety, cornering herself before she get hurt. Apologies for the entering this room uninvited, but let me tell you, Cindy, I was not present in this room when the great God Alpha Jin commanded everyone, so I have the right to speak, and you are to be arrested for using false evidence against our Luna and for fabricating her actions. Ninda smirked as the member of the Security Council emerged beside her. The member then shook their head at the guard beside us, making them nod and throw away the devices from their pocket immediately since they worked under their commands instead of a Tehong, causing me to sign in real life while feeling his brush his lips on my forehead. I did not fabricated anything. Whatever I present is true, and don't you even have the permission to conduct an arrest. You are not an Alpha's assistant anymore. Cindy rolled her eyes. That's true, but that does not mean I'm not a part of a supervisor of a security council of Alpha Jin myself. I have the right to arrest anyone more than any wolf in this room, and don't you even try to lie after associating with the outside source to create the fake evidence. Cindy visibly went all tense with her figure as her hand started to twitch in the emotion of anxiety, and she cleared her throat to cover her nervous figure. "I have no idea what you are talking about," Cindy denied. "Or really you want to deny the fact that you collaborated with the refusal to take down Yuna as a bat, or to make her disappear and lure Alpha Tehong into their lair and get himself killed?" Nida laughed, making everyone gasp at her words before Cindy started to shake. "What did she just say? She tried to hurt my Tete. This I don't want him to get killed. He needed to realize that this is a good for nothing," she argued. "Jesus Christ. So basically, I'm literally the source of every problem and burden happening in this place. Just great." Don't think stuff like that. I can hear you. I never believed her in the first place. It's not your fault. I trust you, Taehyung whispered while kissing my forehead tenderly, already calming down Eve's pains to brim, while I buried my face under his neck in comfort, feeling him pull me even so close to him. Personal, personal. Anyways, enjoy your time in prison or whatever the alpha's decision to do you. You're anyway delaying a date with my mate. So chop chop. Nida shook her head and differently looking guard started to surround Cindy's figure before she was grabbed roughly and she screamed her lungs out to be let out. Mark my word, I will get you whether you like it or not. You will never deserve the fuss. Yuna. Cindy shouted in frustration as I received another cramp on my thighs, and Taehyung did everything in his power to make me feel better. I heard Cindy's scream being faded into the background as Ben was released by the other guard, and everyone stood up to surround me and Taehyung worryingly, and I paid no attention to them and only wanted him to be near me. "Don't touch her," Taehyung groaned with no remorse while using his alpha voice as everyone looked at him in understanding before Ben kneeled down to look at me with broken face. "This is all my fault. I'm so sorry, Yuna. You did not deserve this and I am really apologetic for my action, Alpha. You can." "No need to apology. I know you are not into her or any girl for the matter. Thank you for trying to help her." Taehyung dismissed Ben immediately as he nodded in understanding before I saw his half blue and half yellow eyes stare down at me.